Hi, I'm Katie with Katie Dickson Photography, and I'm here to show you my top 3 ways on how to get your photos off of your camera and onto your Mac. So the first thing you need to get your photos off of your camera and onto your Mac is a, what is this thing called? It's a card reader, and you can either use a SD card or a CF card, which is what my big camera takes. They both will fit in this. This is by SanDisk. This is their multi-slot or multi-format card reader. So it's got a slot here for both the CF and for your SD. And you can actually load both of these in at the same time and they'll pop up on your computer. So you can either do it this way, or you have the option of taking the cord that probably looks something like this, USB on one side and like mini USB on the other, and your camera, and there is usually a like a little port door on the side where you will find the plug for that. So you can either plug directly into the camera here using this port like so, and then you just plug this USB into your computer, and that will transfer the photos from your camera into your computer. My preference is for the card, but that's just me. Either way works, and either way is great. So because I have the card reader all loaded and ready to go, I am just going to take my USB and I'm going to plug it in. And in a minute here, you'll see a couple of things happen. The first thing that happens if you have a Mac and you've not changed any of the original settings is you will see iPhoto automatically pop up with the import dialog. So this is the first way that you can get your photos off of your camera and onto your Mac, and that's using iPhoto, which is the native Apple software. Which I, as a photographer, don't really use, but it is a great little piece of software. And rumor has it, actually it's not a rumor anymore, they are releasing an update to this software pretty soon, and I believe it's just called Photos. So we'll see what that looks like, and I'll probably do a little tutorial on that as well. So this is what your iPhoto import window looks like. As you can see here on my card for my camera, I did a portrait shoot with a lovely young lady locally. So these are all of the photos that we took during that shoot, plus another one. So if I want to import these onto my computer, excuse me, all I have to do is click and drag on the selected ones, and then here up at the top you've got an import selected, so you can either go through and either by shift clicking or by hitting the command button on a Mac and holding it down, you can go through and actually select specific ones that you want to import and then do import selected. Your other option is to go ahead and import everything on the card, and you would do that by clicking on this import 508 photos. And iPhoto actually does a lot of the work for you. It will go ahead, and if I import these selected, if I click on this blue button, you'll see the dialog kind of move through. It'll cycle through the photos, and iPhoto will then go through and sort them for you, which is actually fairly convenient. So once it's finished, you'll then kind of come over here into the library module, and you'll see that it's put all of these photos, because they were taken on the same day and at the same place. You'll see that they put them all in this one folder, and then if I double click on that, you can see all of the photos that I imported. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is by using a program built into Mac called Image Capture, which I really like quite a bit. The way to get to that is you can go to your Finder and then navigate to your Applications menu. And if I just make this bigger so that you guys can see it, your Image Capture, everything should be alphabetical. So image capture is right here, and as you can see, it's this little camera with two pictures underneath. If I double click on that, it will open up. And image capture is really simple and easy to use. So here on the left hand side, I've got both of the cards from my cameras listed. If I click on the one called Untitled, I know that that belongs to my little Fuji camera. To change the view, if you don't like this list view, there's a little button down here where you can then go and see thumbnails if that's a little bit easier for you. Same as before. Let's say I only want to import these photos of my family. I can click on one and then shift click on one at the end, and it will select all of those photos. And then I go to import, click on import, and it will go ahead and put those into my pictures folder here. So if you, for instance, let's say you have a different folder system that you want to, where you want to store your photos, which is kind of what I do. If you want to change that, down here at the bottom, you can pull this drop down menu, and if you say other down here at the bottom, you can actually create a specific folder, either in your documents folder or on your desktop to hold those files, and that's entirely up to you. So the third way that you can bring your photos onto your Mac is just by, I've got these two icons over here which represent my two different camera cards. The one down here is my Canon camera, and the one up here is my little Fuji point and shoot. And if I double click on the Fuji, it'll bring up the Finder window. And if I, pretty much on all of these, if you double click and see these two folders, your photos are always going to be in the one called DCIM. I'm horrible with acronyms, so I actually have no idea what that stands for. I just know that the photos are in there. So if you double click on that next folder, there you have all of your photos. So say if I was doing a photo shoot and it was a brand new card, it was the only things on there, I could actually hit Command A to select all, and since I do like to kind of store things in pretty specific places, I can always come over here to my desktop and create a new folder and call it, I don't know, Katie's photo shoot. Let's say I just want to move these. So we'll just go ahead and move these. It'll move everything over for me. You can see the little progress bar for how long it takes. And there you've got it. If I go into list view, I can then definitely see that they are all there. And that's it. Those are my top 3 ways for how to get your photos off of your camera and onto your Mac. Now, this was my first video, so I really appreciate you guys sticking with me. And if you'd like for me to make some more, leave some suggestions in the comments below. You can also like this video below and subscribe to my channel so that when I do post more, you guys will be the first to know. Again, thanks for sticking with me. This has been fun, and I hope to see you around. Bye. My hair okay? My hair okay?